It's time to talk wrestling right here on the Joe Cronin Show. And all you shit bums, don't forget to donate in the box below. We all know, Joe, you take that money, you buy those hoes, but that's okay, because we all still love the Joe Cronin Show anyway.
Wow. I'm going to drop an F-bomb for Vince. Thank you, Justin, for that intro. Welcome. I forgot to start playing the rest of the clip. What's up, guys? It's State of the WWE, episode number 53. Here with Devious Dave Rose, Justin Bailey of the Best There Is podcast on YouTube, and Jesse. You're all in my heart right now. We're going to talk.
You notice how I don't have shit.
Yeah, you don't have anything. We can advertise something for you. Oh, yeah, you can find Jesse at Pornhub.com. No, I don't know. All right,
Chunky Monkey.
Let's talk about the injuries real quick, because we were just bringing it up, and it happened already, and so it's a big thing that's already happened that we already kind of missed. But Emma takes the...
or should we say the most current injuries?
Yeah, I guess they're the current injuries. But these are ones that they'll get over and be able to wrestle with, I would think. Perhaps. At least Charlotte should be okay, right?
Make this fucker a storyline.
Well, Charlotte just got her nose broken, so... I'm assuming her nose is broken. I haven't even read the news. I just knew she got injured and it was her nose and she was bleeding everywhere. I assume that's broken nose.
She told Emma she had a smelly twat before they went out there. Shit got heated. Locker room talk.
I'm waiting for somebody else to talk.
Yeah. But, yeah, the reports are correct. She seemed to get hurt at a show, and she was bleeding profusely, apparently. So it does seem to indicate that, in fact, she did get her nose broken. But there's also Emma, who got just kicked in the face by Asuka, and just, it was terrible.
Dude, I'm surprised more people haven't gotten hurt from her, because she just waffles. You know what I mean?
Are you allowed to show that on here or no?
No, I can't show that. I probably could if you wanted to risk getting it flagged, but I'm not doing that.
No.
I'm not putting that on here.
Wasn't me.
Let's talk about the fans that are going to be upset about Dave Rose calling Asuka Asuka.
Yeah,
is that who you meant? Is that...
Well, it's written Asuka, but yeah, Asuka. But you know what? I don't watch NXT, so...
We better just get it out of the way now, or else that's what's going to fill up the comments section.
I knew what I said when I said it.
Yeah, well, maybe you should... You also just said you don't watch NXT, so now it's like, why? They're going to be like, why?
Maybe you get heat either way.
I watch you, and I watch JD, and Asuka is how everyone seems to say it, but it's spelt a different way, so fuck all of you.
I don't know why they...
Is that a suit?
Asuka the Grouch. Asuka the Grouch. That's all you need to know.
I got Black Lotus and Lucha Underground. That's all I care about. Fuck all of you.
That sounds like a fucking sexual position.
I think that she'll be... I think that Emma will be... I don't know. Emma's the one that I don't know, because if that's a concussion, have anyone seen any updates on these people? I haven't seen any updates other than what happened. No updates
No,
so far.
I was looking for updates on Emma's injury, and I'm not finding anything. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, I really don't know. I do know that Joe, Jesse, and I, on our Friday night show here on the channel, we were actually watching the video and reacting to it live on the air, and it was fucking brutal. It was a really brutal kick to the face, very blunt, and just you could see Emma was clearly just she was done. She was gone.
If you want to see that, you can go sift through the 6-hour monetize this.
Yeah, or you can always watch it from start to finish. There's a couple things in there that
Emma did tweet out later that she was doing better. I do remember that.
I'd fuck her.
Well, that's better than I don't know. I assume she's fine then.
But it was a very violent kick, several of them actually, and that final kick seems to be the one that she maybe didn't calculate right, and that got the better of her, and she just got rocked.
I'm surprised that Asuka doesn't hurt more people, because she's just throwing haymakers around. She does the same thing with the turnaround punches and stuff that AJ Styles does, And, he knocked out Miz's teeth already. It's like these indie guys have come up. Take a look at some of the indie guys that have come up and gone into the WWE, you know what I mean? Like AJ Styles comes up, he knocks the Miz's teeth out. Asuka's up, she's done this to Emma. A couple other people probably had some pretty heavy bruises. And then Samoa Joe, takes out Tyson Kidd, although I don't think that there was really nothing wrong with what he did. It's almost like there was something wrong with Tyson's neck before, or just it was completely a freak thing. But, I don't know. It's interesting that they come up and people take some shots because they wrestle harder, you know what I mean?
Well, hold on a second here. Let's be honest. You've got to notice that there's a totally difference to the cadence in the way that they wrestle in NXT compared to the roster. In the main roster, WWE Raw roster, for example, it's more drawn out there. They don't take as many risks as they do in NXT. It seems that it's a much faster pace in NXT. They take more risks, but it's also more for the entertainment value. But in a huge arena like the main roster does with Raw, you have to do it in a manner that I guess keeps your wrestlers safe and is also good for live TV.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with that, but it's just that it's just interesting that they've got injured. I don't really care. I hope they keep wrestling the way they're wrestling.
Yeah.
Let's go Let's talk about WrestleMania being free then, because I think, like we said, that I don't think this has ever happened before.
Well, let's correct you just slightly there. This month, or I should say next month, when WrestleMania does air, it will be an opportunity where you can sign up free on the network, which is something that apparently has not been done before. And this just makes you wonder, are the numbers so low for viewership that they need to resort to that?
Probably. They're probably trying to do something to kickstart everything, and anybody who's getting into Mania or doesn't normally watch it or whatever will do it. I'm still going to pay $60 for it, though, because I want to watch it on a nice TV. It looks like shit on the network, so... I mean, I don't mind, Breakdown and Road Rash and Crap Hole and even SummerSlam and things like that. I'll just watch those on the network because, I'm not going to pay $60, whatever it is, a month. I love the network, but the only thing I don't like about the network is, of course, that you'll never get the quality of cable with pay-per-view. It doesn't look anything near it as far as frame rate goes.
But let's quickly go back about numbers, about WrestleMania. And let's consider the fact that NXT Dallas is that weekend. And let's now consider how many more eyes might be on NXT than WrestleMania, or how many eyes that will be on NXT won't be interested in WrestleMania.
Wait a minute, how many people won't be interested?
The point I'm trying to make is the fact that you've got an event that is of the caliber of NXT, which isn't as large as WrestleMania, but that event is already sold out months ago. People are raring to go for that product, and they want to see more. Then you've got WrestleMania that currently has yet to sell out. Now, let's consider that.
Now, hold on a second. Before you continue, though, you got to remember that these are not in the same venue.
Absolutely.
And there's a large
totally
difference in
much
ticket
larger.
sales.
Absolutely. We cannot deny that.
How many
years have we seen where WrestleMania wasn't sold out? 4 weeks. Because we are 4 weeks from WrestleMania to the
Do you know how fast WrestleMania 14 sold out in Boston?
WrestleMania 29 sold out real quick.
That was like a tenth of the...
It's true what Bailey said. I think it holds like 20,000 people or something like that.
My God, if they had Stone Cold, if they had that card now, they would be selling.
It's not about quantity; it's about
90
proportion.
seconds. 90 seconds.
Wow.
But we have to consider the fact that it's not. Even though Justin is right about the number of people in the arena for NXT as opposed to the.
How many people in NXT? How many people in that arena do we know?
Got to be 10 to 15.
I don't have those
Probably
numbers
10.
in front of me.
I don't know what arena it is, but I'm going to guess they're not. I don't know if they have enough trust in NXT to give them more than 15,000.
Well, we got to find out.
Well, they did it in Brooklyn. That holds 18 to 20,000, and they sold that out. So I think they have the faith in them selling these buildings out. But I'm just wondering if this was the only venue that would accommodate the NXT brand for that weekend.
Yeah.
And I do believe, Dave, that a huge part in the point you're trying to make is the amount of seats that you can pack in a stadium. You got to remember that WrestleMania has sold 60,000 tickets compared to the whatever it would be. I'm going to say 15 to 20,000 tickets that have been sold for NXT. That's a gigantic, gigantic difference.
I've already acknowledged that, and I've already stated that it's not quantity that we should be concentrating on. It's proportion. It's the fact that NXT sold out seconds into going on sale.
This was 10,000.
And yet this is one of the first years that we don't have 4 weeks to the day. We don't have the WrestleMania sold out.
But let me ask you this though. So let's say this NXT show could accommodate 60,000. Do you really think it would be sold out right now?
I don't think that would be
I don't
sold
think
out.
they would have done that in the first place. It's
But
not.
again,
conducive to
that's
the
my
brand.
point. It's easy for us to say 10,000 tickets they sold out quickly because
you're getting held up on NXT. What other year have we noticed in recent years that WrestleMania has not been sold out 4 weeks to the event date? That's what I'm referring to, is the fact that WrestleMania is supposed to be the greatest event on the stage of the world, and this is supposed to be a big one, and it's not sold out.
WrestleMania 31 didn't sell out.
What did they get to?
I don't know, but it wasn't. They weren't full capacity.
Yeah, see, I wanted to ask Dave when he made the statement that
29 was sold out, I believe. 30 was sold out.
I know 30 was sold out. That was they set an indoor attendance record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So my point is the fact that there are WrestleManias, and again, another thing is the build up to the hype to that event. We've had nothing like of that, in my opinion, leading up to this WrestleMania. So that also explains and refers to the fact that it's not sold out fully at the moment, possibly because of that reason and perhaps many others. But I just think that we have to look at it in proportion. It's not saying, well, because there's only 20,000 in this small little stadium for NXT, that's the reason why they sold out. And, WrestleMania is different. I understand where you're coming from, but we also have to consider this is supposed to be the year. This is the New Year's of fucking of WrestleMania of WWE. It's the Christmas time. It's like supposed to be the event of all events. Why isn't it sold out?
WrestleMania 31's has still not been published. From what I'm reading,
I'm curious. How much are these tickets? That makes a big fucking difference.
They're going to be free soon.
Depends on the region.
Well, because it's fucking WrestleMania. They might just like SummerSlam tickets are going to be more than breakdown tickets or whatever.
The last WrestleMania was MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. That was 80,000 sold, 80,000 people. WrestleMania 29, and then WrestleMania 30 did 75,000.
Okay.
WrestleMania 31 is not being told yet.
The reason that because a lot of those numbers, when they're published, they're inflated. A lot of those are, like the old WrestleMania 3, they had whatever it was. What was it, 93, 90-some thousand? That wasn't the actual number of people in that building. Those numbers are always inflated.
Yeah.
But the reason I'm saying about WrestleMania 31 is there was a lot of people who were there that said there was a lot of empty seats, throughout the arena. Because I believe it was in San Francisco, is that right?
Yep. Or, yeah, close enough.
Yeah, San Francisco, and it was in whatever the, I believe it was the baseball park that they all play at, where the Giants play. But
these are not cheap tickets.
Can you imagine? WrestleMania 14 sold 20,000 tickets in 90 seconds almost. You couldn't get seats.
And a lot of the times those smaller venued WrestleManias have a much larger reaction from the crowd, more chemistry rolling through the crowd and emotion, because the 20,000 people that bought those tickets are the hardcore base fans.
Okay, well let's turn this around a bit. Justin, what do you perhaps attribute the current sales numbers in regards to WrestleMania, and do you feel that perhaps by that date it will either be sold out or will have sold many more numbers than we have currently seen?
Well, I can tell you right now, the tickets are going to get sold because those ticket prices are going to go down, because in the end, they want asses in the seats. This is being booked and marketed as the biggest WrestleMania of all time. They're going to make sure that those asses are in those seats, whether their tickets are at, what are they at, Jesse? You said you saw the ticket prices.
The cheapest you can get, the worst ticket.
Are you looking at WWE.com?
No, I'm at just a broker somewhere.
Okay.
Cheapest ticket I see here is $147 for the worst seat in the house, upper corner. behind the stage, behind the fucking Titantron.
If that ticket price is not sold within 2 weeks or whatever, that is going to get 75% off. I'm
There's a
telling
lot
you,
of seats. Dude, there's a lot of seats that are fucking not filled in. I mean, just because on these sites they give you the map and it tells you which ones.
I saw the same thing.
Listen,
Every
the tickets
fucking
are
section.
the tickets are going to get sold, guys, because the card's going to get more well-rounded out in the next week or so, and people are going to really see what this full card is going to have to offer. And I do believe it's going to have something really great to offer. And to be honest with you, I think that there's matches on this card right now that is probably worth the ticket as it is. I'm sorry. That's the way I feel. I just feel like the card's got some solid shit on it. To the point of
for the other seats.
would I pay if this was in Indiana, would I pay $140 for this ticket? Absolutely.
Yep.
I would go to this show. I'm sorry, I would. I mean, just as long as a wrestling fan as I've been, I would dish that kind of cash out to go watch this show.
I'm looking
Even
Curious,
for
would you
the
guys care?
upper nosebleeds with behind the
that's what I wanna
Titantron.
$100.
Behind the
40
Titantron?
Yeah, like
$42.
Would you sit anywhere?
It says $42 to $100 on WWE.com.
Oh, okay. I didn't go there.
You can sit on the floor for between $472 a ticket to $2,300.
See, I would probably pay $500 for a seat on the floor if I wanted to, really. Seriously, if that was in Indiana, yeah, I'd probably do. I'm not going to lie. I would pay $500 to sit on the floor and watch those matches. I'm a diehard wrestling fan. I would love to see Shane McMahon versus The Undertaker on the floor, yeah, and get my fucking commemorative chair. Absolutely.
You could sit in the club level, which is nice. Like, you get a good view of the ring, and that's $300 a ticket.
That's ooh.
Yes, I mean,
That's not bad.
all these prices you've thrown at me, and like you said, Dave,
This is the
in
cost of a
nosebleeds and
Bruins
stuff.
Some of these ticket prices are like almost the cost of the Bruins games. You know what I mean?
I've paid $300 for
What Justin
Pacers.
mentions is a good point. In the end, if they're not selling enough, they're going to start to slash those prices and get people in those seats. They need to fill that arena to make it look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like a prime example is, I go to a lot of concerts and stuff, and the last concert I went to, there was not a lot of people there, but the interesting thing is I paid, $30 for 2 tickets or whatever, but like 2 days before the show, they had a deal go on sale, and it was like 2 tickets for $10. You know what I mean? It's because they want people in there regardless, and that's exactly what's going to happen with WrestleMania. If they're still not sold out, there'll be a crazy ticket package deal or something like that.
The only thing to be worried about with this is when brokers do get a hold of them. Because if the brokers, what they'll try to do too is sell them to brokers. Like, get them out, let's make these sales. And then when the brokers get them, well, now it's up to the broker to sell them. And if they could lose money, or they'll unload them.
That's what I'm looking at. That's the prices I got were from brokers, so.
Yeah. Or they'll say, we'll give you 300 tickets, and you only have to pay for half of them. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then
because when you really start sifting through tickets now, Ticket Liquidator and whatever, StubHub and all that stuff, you really start going through all those, you're really going to find out just how bad they want to put asses in the seats.
Yeah, StubHub, like the week before WrestleMania, will be like a fire sale.
Absolutely. The tickets will get sold.
But the thing is, though, that also speaks to the company itself. If these tickets aren't being sold at the inflated prices that they're being sold at initially, and they have to slash the prices so much as to fill the seats, what kind of confidence does that give you in the product?
Well, this is just all a bad storm. This is a real bad storm. You're literally at one of the biggest. This will be the biggest WrestleMania of all time if they filled the place. And so you're at what should be the biggest WrestleMania, has the most capacity for any WrestleMania of all time. Injured. And there's nobody there. There's nobody there. There's a main event that people are skeptical about because they hate Roman Reigns, but he's a face. But Triple H is being cheered, and it's confusing. Then you have Shane McMahon against The Undertaker, which I like, but there's a lot of people who are just like, I don't get that. A lot of the new casual dum-dum fans don't even know who Shane McMahon is, so that is stupid. So then you have Dean Ambrose versus Lesnar, I guess, but Dean looks weak as hell. How's he going to beat Lesnar? So I'm not really, you know what I mean? Like, I'm interested to watch it, but I'm not like, let me get on a plane now. Like, so all those things wrapped
Get
around.
on a plane? No, we're on the road, brother, because it's all about cars, because next stop, roadblock.
Yeah. The WrestleMania is a roadblock. What was the no-go sign or whatever the hell it was? Wrong way, that's what it was. WrestleMania wrong way.
No, but there's a paper. It's now being called a pay-per-view event. Roadblock.
That's weird.
Have you heard about this yet?
Yeah, we've all heard about it. What the hell's wrong with you?
Well, no, just the fact that we've got
It is
Bray
weird.
Wyatt there
Wait,
versus
whoa,
Brock Lesnar.
pay-per-view event? As if this can be purchased
This
through
can be
cable
purchased on
providers?
pay-per-view?
It's going to be on the network.
Well, it's a network special then.
It's a 3-hour
Yeah, that's
special.
not a pay-per-view.
They've done these before. I mean,
Well,
they did Japan.
It's also semantics as to, but the Japan one wasn't 3 hours long, I don't believe. I think it was only 2 hours.
2 hours, yeah.
Yeah, and the other one in Brooklyn, which was great as well, was only 2 hours. But this one apparently is a 3-hour spectacular.
Well, it's funny. We talked about them taking away events, and first of all, I love their special events that they do. They've been doing them out of nowhere. Remember that the King of the Ring? Where did that come from? All of a sudden, we're King of the Ring, and it happened.
A lot of good that did me, huh?
Made no damn sense at all. But instead of giving him the King of the Ring, how about you let him do his
In
bad news
theory,
gimmick?
it works great to have a unique special that only airs on the network to try to entice people to sign up and to watch. But these events seem to have come out, at least some of them have come out lackluster and just, again, with all these free promotions.
I've enjoyed most of them. The only one I didn't really care as much about was that Madison Square Garden one with the.
Yeah, that was the bad egg.
That
The
was-
Beast in the East was fantastic.
Oh, that was incredible.
And Jericho wrestled like a maniac too. But here's the thing: this is very interesting. We didn't know about this. All of a sudden, this roadblock thing happens. Why would they all of a sudden decide to do this? Like when WrestleMania is about to happen, it's the weirdest thing. Like it really is bizarre, right? Like I mean, this is weird. Like this,
Could they not have gone a month without a special? Could they maybe have
when
just...
is Roadblock?
It's in March. It's hold on.
I mean, it really is bizarre. You know what I mean? It makes you wonder what
March
they're.
Well, they had to give a reason to make it a
12th.
big deal for Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, I mean, the Dean Ambrose thing. I mean,
What are they going to do? Give him a match on Raw? You know what I mean?
I don't know. It's very.
You would have never thought. Oh, I don't think he's going to lose the title now.
Yeah, Justin is correct. It's Saturday, March 12th. That's this Saturday, 6
wow.
days from
Wow,
today.
dude, we're so close to having this special event. I mean, I love it. It's good for all of us, you know. It's good. It's good. It's good when they add these extra shows for us because we do a review. The review
But hold
does
on,
good
Brock
numbers.
Lesnar goes from Bray Wyatt to Dean Ambrose, and Bray Wyatt goes to
Yeah,
at WrestleMania. I mean,
we don't even know what Bray Wyatt's going to do now, right? Like we don't know what's going to happen. It's strange, man. I mean, really, after those matches that I just named, think about it. Roman Reigns, Triple H, okay. Whatever, that's whatever it is. I'm going to cheer for Triple H, so, okay. Then we got Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose. I'm kind of interested in that, but at the same time, how is Dean going to win and what? Like, I don't get. Then Shane McMahon versus Undertaker, that could be, some crazy could happen in that, but maybe it wouldn't. I don't even know, and a lot of other people don't. And all casual fans, so many casual fans are going to go to this WrestleMania because they're going to just be like, oh, it was that WrestleMania. Like, we should do that.
You want to lose your testosterone, son? Come on.
oh, and a surprisingly, stupidly strange triple threat match for the Divas Championship: Charlotte, Becky Lynch.
That
and
doesn't bother me. I've been
Sasha
saying
Banks.
that for 2 months. I mean, that's.
Oh, you got a broken nose, eh?
But you've got the triple threat match for some dumb reason. I mean, if
Yeah.
you watch the match where basically that happened, where they both got pinned at the same time, give me a break. Fucking stupid.
That
You
was
mean the one
Stupid
where Sasha just decided to take a nap after a
Yeah.
sunset? flip?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. Oh, yeah, right between your legs, where I can put my shoulders down on the mat, seems like a great place to lie down.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I thought that was badly executed. They should have just said, let's have a triple threat match. They should have just said, like, Becky should have been bitching and Charlotte and Sasha, and Charlotte was, I'm going to beat both of you. And Charlotte could say, I'll beat both of you at WrestleMania.
Exactly. Don't force this crap. Make it, just
Yeah.
do it like that. Like,
I mean,
fine, yeah.
It looked worse because 2 months ago, we talked about it being a triple threat. It's going to be a triple threat. Like, oh, it's going to probably be a triple threat.
Yep, you
and,
did.
And then as we watched them try to get to that point, when we already knew that, it's goofy. So it was very goofy. But hopefully the good news is, if they're allowed to, these three girls should be able to do something at WrestleMania in this match. Really, they should be.
Now let's move.
They need
actually-
like 20 minutes, man. Like 20, 25 minutes.
Right.
That'd be nice, right?
I would,
And another thing I want to say too, when you were kind of going through the card, the match that honestly at this point really sticks out in my head, and I'm no one's going to really agree with me on this. Honestly, to me, it's Dean Ambrose and Brock Lesnar, and it's the fact that it's a street fight.
Yeah.
And just how brutal these guys can be. And you know how Brock is, dude. He'll fucking waffle you. He don't even care.
Yeah.
He's all about realism and brutality and just all around physicality within the match. And I think Dean can accommodate that in the best way possible because he's a fucking nutcase. So I'm really interested in seeing just what degree they will go to in getting a solid finish for this match between those two guys, of course. How far will they go? That's what intrigues me.
Yeah, I me too. That's what I'm wondering. I'm kind of almost wondering a similar thing about Undertaker and Shane, but
Shane's gonna die.
I just wish they didn't do the cell, unless there's a reason for the cell, like you said, like someone really is gonna go off this fucking thing at WrestleMania, which I think is crazy. Even I want to see it, but I think it's crazy. But if he, I mean, I just can't imagine that McMahon would allow it. After, you know what I mean? And Shane would allow it, though. Shane's wife, Shane's kids, like, he's not McFoley, but he's done McFoley things. You know what I mean? Like, it's very, that's what selling the pay-per-view is. People are going to think maybe Shane will do this. But if this match ends up just being a couple of chair shots and thrown into the cage and someone's bleeding and then a tombstone, you know, what's going to happen then? How are you going to feel? Are you going to say, oh, it was just like a Hell in the Cell match, like a current one? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. And another thing is, too, and I swear to God, I get this all the time, and I know you do, Joe. I'm sure Dave gets hit with it. I'm sure all of us here, Jesse, everybody. People are still convinced to this fucking day that John Cena is still going to come back at the last minute and take his place.
Wait, take his place?
Take Shane's place and take it on the Undertaker.
Oh, for Christ's
That's
sake.
ridiculous.
They're still saying that. Listen, news.
That's a lot of posters to have to reprint.
News surfaced this past week that Shane McMahon is indeed getting $120,000. I'm sorry, he's not getting that kind of money to come back, get a big pop, come out on Monday Night Raw once or twice before the build-up, and then not wrestle. That's not 120 grand's worth of fucking work.
That's all he's giving him? You should give him a little more.
It was his son, too. I mean, yeah, you think you get $500,000 or something.
Even a quarter.
I'm just saying, the $120,000, the guy is going to wrestle The Undertaker.
Yeah. There's been no question in my mind since the day one of this. The people that are saying that are you're finding out how young some of the audience are that listen to this show sometimes with some of these comments.
Because Cena's a goddamn, that's why.
Well, and I think Dave nailed it, though, too, because he said that's a lot of posters to replace. And you know what? And I guess that does show the
belt
age.
off Dean, didn't they?
They took the what?
They took the Intercontinental belt off Dean quickly. They got 4 weeks to reprint shit. They could do it.
Well,
But I mean, it's not going to happen.
I think it's a kind of a different story, though, with it being WrestleMania. I mean, that was just like Fastlane. You know, this is the worldwide event that people need solidification when it comes to, like, okay, I'm buying my ticket. Who's fighting? Okay, good. I'm buying my ticket. You know what I mean?
The
I know,
opulence,
don't
the ceremony.
Don't give me that card subject to change bullshit. This is the WWE we're talking about here. This is what's going to happen. And Dave nailed it. You know, it's a lot of posters to replace, and like I said, it shows the age of the fans. We've been watching this long enough to know when this shit is said, once they start promoting and marketing and putting, like Dave said, these posters up, they're making programs. Somebody said that the other day, and I'm like, that's somebody that really knows their shit. They're making programs already to hand out. The shit is set in stone. It is.
I mean, the other thing is, the only thing you have to think about is this roadblock. Anything on the roadblock show that's going to alter or could decide what's going to happen at WrestleMania.
You really think anything will?
I don't.
No, the only title change that's going to happen on this show is Enzo and Big Cass.
What?
I think Enzo and Big Cass will win the title.
Oh, yeah, win the NXT titles. Yeah, I think you're right. They're definitely setting that up.
Yeah.
But what does that mean for them with Takeover and then whatever else, and the Dave Meltzer stuff. There's people tweeting me.
It actually leads to the name of the event, Roadblock. It's just a roadblock. You just got to get around it and continue on to WrestleMania because it doesn't mean a goddamn thing, just a blip on the radar.
And if Dean Ambrose, of course, doesn't win the title, which you would think Brock Lesnar, because you think Brock Lesnar would show up and kind of screw him over in that and then kick his ass? A roadblock? Till he build their feud?
Or come kick his ass after, either way.
I guess you're right. But screwing him out of the title would be, that would make sure that people more on Dean's side more.
I think it ends in a disqualification, personally. I think Roman Reigns comes out and beats the shit out of Triple H.
But then, that fucking would make him heel as shit. Maybe not. Where are they at?
You think that sets up him being a dick, and then Dean's mad?
It depends. If they were in the place they were last week, they'll cheer that shit. Depends.
Roman Reigns, I mean, this is the most confusing thing is, like, what's the crowd going to do with Reigns and Triple H? I mean, I would think that they're going to cheer Triple H like crazy.
In Texas, I hope so. Shit. Or else they're all queer.
When Roman Reigns comes out there at WrestleMania 32, it's going to be like when LeBron turned to Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I would think, too. I hope so. Because believe it or not, one of the biggest selling points to Mania right now for me, because there's not much else, is to watch Roman get killed. Like, I want to watch him get booed. I want to see drinks being hurled at him. I mean, I'm not even joking. Like, I want to see just people...
Have a Samoan slushy, you fuck!
I just want to see, like, people, like, enraged. That's what I want to see.
It looks like that's the
that may be petty.
I want to see another commemorative Money in the Bank briefcase come flying at his head.
At WrestleMania.
Kid throws the title at him.
Look inside, Roman. Pictures of your old lady.
Queer.
I want to see Ric Flair show up and say they have pictures of Roman's old lady.
Pictures. Oh, God.
Elizabeth!
Elizabeth!
Don't you tell me you got the pictures of my wife.
Lies! All lies!
We were doing lines. Boy came out here. I can't do it. My voice is all dry.
No, it was that was just Miss Elizabeth and...
Oh, yeah, it was just her, hiding in the bathroom.
No, she was doing the lines. That's why she died.
We,
Oh, Jesus.
I was pulling Jesse. Thought somebody was going to pick up on that.
That was great.
one of the key points that I know Dave wanted to hit on earlier in the show was...
Elizabeth, I'll fucking kill you!
Was the fact that The Undertaker and Shane's storyline didn't progress.
Not yet.
I think
Not
that
yet.
is definitely something we need to talk about.
They're apparently they're booked for the same show coming up here though.
Good.
So we're gonna
I just want to say, and I heard Jesse say it too earlier, it didn't bother him that much, and I've got to be honest, it didn't bother me that much at all either.
The short 90-second promo deal?
Actually,
Absolutely.
I heard both you and Joe on the Raw review mention that you weren't too pleased about the fact that, you know, it took longer for him to come out than it did to do his promo.
Do you know why? Do you know why it took longer for him to come out? Are you
He's
aware?
hurt.
Pyro!
Are you aware?
That I said it on the Raw review?
Are you aware of what they did with The Undertaker? Or on Raw? Something special that they did for The Undertaker?
No, what they do.
They filmed his entrance in one of those 360 things. So, like, where you go around in circles, we can go around The Undertaker in 360 around the whole place.
Okay.
So they filmed,
That took longer.
apparently they filmed him in 360 or whatever the fuck it's called with those.
Okay.
So that was
maybe we're just getting bogged down with the fact that
no, but that's the
his
reason
entrance
though.
is one thing.
But don't think about it. That's the reason he came out all slow.
Okay.
And it was crazy. They wanted to get some weird footage of for some reason.
Okay, but when he comes into the ring and he has to repeat his line and sound like he's somewhat out of breath, and I can't even remember what ridiculousness he said.
He
But
said,
the blood's gonna...
"The blood on it will be on your hands.
the blood.
The blood on your
The
son."
blood. The blood will be on your hands. And then he leaves.
That's it. Yeah.
You know what? I really was open to what Justin and JD from New York had said, that reasonably we should be expected as fans to wait for the storyline to progress and see how it goes. So we had 5 weeks. He was going to come out on Raw. We're going to see what the whole story is and how it progresses. He says that and he leaves?
I'll tell you why. Because the Raw
More
sucked
to
so
come.
much. The Raw sucked so much that the people were hoping for anything. It was so bad. If the Raw had been really good,
Is that why they cut Rusev's open challenge out?
Yeah, they advertise Rusev gonna slam somebody all day long. The WWE confirms Rusev challenge slam thing. And dude, I've never seen something so insignificant be advertised so hard by Rusev, the WWE, by internet sites, and then nothing.
Cena's gonna come back, slam the shit out of him like Lex Luger.
You think so?
That'd be hilarious. Like, why not? Why not? He's got nothing else to do.
That'd be okay.
I'm just saying,
injured,
like Undertaker coming out there and just saying the small lines he did, whether they weren't that impactful or not, he didn't speak very much, and I'm okay with that because he doesn't need to come out just yet and speak his entire fucking story because, you said, there has to be more.
Well,
and
there's no story
yet.
That.
But you know what? It's not that. The reason that for me is that I know if he would have went any longer, everyone would have been bitching about that. And he's
what's he going to say? I mean, really,
what's he going to
the
say?
whole thing is,
Joe, you just said
there's
no story. That's what you just said.
The only story there is so far is Undertaker, you're wrestling Shane.
But why do you have to put his
That's
hands
not
on
all the
McMahon?
story
All he has to do is come out and just say...
Oh, because he told him, you listen to me, damn it, you do what I say. That's why he did.
I mean, I was waiting for Undertaker to do that.
Take your thoughts under consideration.
I've been here for 25 years. I'll decide who I kill at WrestleMania. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
that works for me.
Yeah.
The story is Shane McMahon is wanting to take the company from Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon his fallback is the Undertaker at WrestleMania because Vince McMahon thinks the best person that he could get to fight Shane McMahon at this point is somebody whose record at WrestleMania is pretty fucking stellar, and there's a great chance that he'll be able to keep his company with Shane McMahon taking on him inside the Hell in a Cell. That's the story so far, and if Shane wins, he gets control of Raw. We all know that. That's the story.
And what
people don't want to. People don't want to
win, though.
What's that?
You had said that you don't think that he's going to win, though.
Who, Shane?
Correct.
He may not. He may. I don't know yet. I really don't. There's more story to be told, and I said that the first week that I found out about it, I probably didn't think that he was going to win.
I just had a thought on that. Why does the Undertaker have to win at this point in his career? Does the wins matter, or does the story that if he can lead, if he can give us like 4 months to 6 months worth of story because Shane got to beat him and then they can progress, that's more use out of the Undertaker than a fucking win. It's
Can anybody honestly on this podcast right now say that this story just isn't exciting at all?
As far as Shane and him and the whole thing?
The Shane and Undertaker storyline. Is there anybody here on this panel that thinks that this isn't interesting?
I think I think the idea of the match is interesting. I think it's completely crazy that someone came up with this.
I grudgingly say yes, only because it's not what I want to see, but I can't deny it, that it has potential or that it could, be a spectacular match. It hasn't happened yet. I don't know what's going, to occur. Does it make sense, in my opinion, storyline-wise? No, but clearly they're going to do what they're going to do. So I can't bitch about it because it's set in stone. Might as well wait out and see what happens.
Because what do we have? 4 more Raws left?
Yep, 4 more
Raws. A lot
Raws.
of stories telling to still be told.
I can't believe that the WWE didn't go after Stone Cold Steve Austin. I can't believe that Stone Cold isn't at WrestleMania, wrestling.
That's a good point because it kind of leads to a headline out there right now that there's the talks of the return of Mick Foley in the mix now.
I've heard that as well.
And he's supposedly going to be playing a very cylindrical part in a big storyline within the company.
Roman, you suck!
That is interesting.
Now, I have to ask you guys, though, quite honestly, don't you think by this point, though, there should be more of an interest, more of a fervor, more of a demand for WrestleMania? Don't you think that maybe the storyline leading up, even though it's only 4 weeks left, but by this point in previous years, it's usually been much more of a hype.
Yeah.
I don't know,
so
really?
I'm just wondering what your thoughts are on that.
I don't know if it's that built up yet at this point ever because it's been like a week or two since Fastlane.
No, we usually have we have an idea We would know.
Did we last year really? Because I feel like they scrambled the last year or two a little bit in all
we
their
knew.
shit.
We knew right after Fastlane. We knew that it was going to be, Roman versus Brock Lesnar.
Okay, well then they had that going. They've got. That's
And then we had
basically
that
what we got this
storm.
year. We have a main event.
We had that storm the night after. Remember that? Raw was supposed to be in Connecticut or something, and they had to do the show out of the studio because we were like, "Oh, Roman's going to get buried tomorrow night on Raw," and then there was no Raw because there was a blizzard.
Okay, so we had the same thing essentially we have now. We had the main event. We have the main event.
Yeah, we thought the same kind of thing. I think we were like, okay, Seth versus Randy Orton. That's okay. Like, let's look at the card. Last year, I guess. And Daniel Bryan, the ladder match. So that was cool. With the ladder match, seemed like it was going to be pretty good. And then I can't think of anything else after the main event right now. Oh yeah, Undertaker versus Wyatt was just kind of like it was almost a harken back to Undertaker's old matches. Like, it was like Undertaker versus Jake the Snake at WrestleMania 8, or, Undertaker versus fucking...
You're right. That's a great way to put it, Joe. I never thought of it like that. It was.
I got to go watch that again. That was
actually was.
It was just a good little match, and I...
Which match?
Wade Barrett.
Taker.
Not Wade Barrett. No, fucking asshole. Wyatt.
Taker and...
It was a great match. Well, it wasn't hard to have a better match than the one he had the year before.
Yeah, it was better than... It was pretty good. But it was just
my head.
It was a good generic wrestling match. Like, it was just a good little wrestling match in the ring. Like,
there was also the Bellas versus Paige and AJ.
Oh yeah, once you put tag team women, like, I don't remember that.
Right,
I remember it was weird because AJ was leaving, I guess, and we didn't know that, and Paige was crying or something. And then that was it. Like, that was throwaway. I don't care about that. I don't remember anything else. I just remember that I know that if Seth hadn't come out, I remember thinking, like, I fight with myself over this all the time, because when I go back and watch the match, I go, Brock and Roman Reigns, this actually was pretty exciting to watch. And I hate Roman, but that was pretty exciting to watch. But then Seth comes out and it just made everything crazy. It made it like crazy. I almost wonder, like, if it had been, sometimes it'd been better to have just left it the way it was with them two, because apparently Roman and Brock could kind of do okay. It was a very brooding type of match. It wasn't.
Oh yeah, it was.
It was really good. Another match too that I thought really killed it on that card was Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. I thought that match was awesome.
Oh, I was just gonna bring that up. That was killer. The ending of that was just.
I don't think I liked it that much. I don't know why. I got to go back and watch it because I don't.
The ending was.
It was a surprise match, in my opinion. I didn't expect it to be that good, and it was.
I thought it was really good.
The ending was great, but I don't remember the rest of the match.
Like, I love when Randy Orton did that pop up into the RKO off his shoulder. That was just so sick. Because remember, Rollins was going for that curb stomp, and he just flopped him up like a fucking pancake,
that was
and then
amazing.
dropped it.
Seth Rollins flew so well during that match. So many high aerial moves and stuff. It was incredible.
That's cool, man. I mean, that's I remember thinking it was pretty good, but I don't remember.
Very fun.
I guess I got to go back and watch it again and like it more, maybe. But this year we have these three matches. We have the Triple H and Roman. We got Dean and Brock.
They don't have any of their guys. They don't have Orton. They don't have anybody.
Well, I'm not even that mad about that, because Orton and Cena, for me.
I agree, but Orton at least can give you a good match with people. I don't know. I just think it's funny. I was just going into like how they're scrambling so much. They really the whole fucking card's gone. I mean, the whole roster.
Yeah.
So
another match that's being rumored right now, by the way, for WrestleMania is the New Day versus the League of Nations for the tag team. I'm sorry, not for the tag team belts, but in just a what am I trying to say? 6-man tag match. The League of Nations versus the New Day. So they're talking like right now the belts may not even be on the line.
That doesn't make sense.
What a waste of potentially good talent.
Well, but the League of Nations, they're not.
They suck.
I don't know.
Yes, the League of Nations suck, but with proper booking, you could probably make even Sheamus look good.
Well, yeah, if they did the right thing.
That's a hard task.
They're just. I put that on the pre-show because I don't want to see that.
I agree. Give it
I don't want to see the League of Nations. I'll never remember whatever that match is. It doesn't even matter. Whatever it is, I'll never remember it. I know. I'll tell you right now. Just don't do that. What about Cesaro? Is he gonna be? He's still gonna be injured, right? He's not gonna make it back.
God, even he's Jesus, all the people who can really like go in a match, you know.
Well, yeah, Seth is gone. Seth Cesaro is gone. And then, I don't think they can really go in a match, but Cena's gone.
Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil's not there, yeah. Titus O'Neil shows up and screws Shane. That'd be funny.
I told you, motherfuckers.
Damn it! You're too black for TV.
Titus' whole thing is he's trying to make McMahon like him again. So he shows up and takes out Shane.
Oh my god, that would be hilarious.
Mr. McMahon
He shows up painted white.
He does the fucking Roddy Piper thing, but in reverse.
Yeah, exactly. Except for he just does it on his own. It has no one thought he was doing that. He just shows up there and does it.
I am Mr.
Titus O'Neil, man. Let me in the building.
Let me in the building.
Vince, I told you I loved you. I told you I just tried to do everything for you, Vince. I did it for you.
That video of Vince getting pissed at him was great. You can almost see what Vince is saying. Damn it, get the hell off me.
Yeah, he's get out of here.
I almost threw the word out there, but I'm not going to.
You think he called him the N-word when
Wait a minute. Do you think anyone's looking for the clip of Vince from in the back on Raw when he goes, "What's up, my nigga?" And puts that over Titus O'Neil.
Titus O'Neil, we coming for you.
Oh, when he said to Cena?
Yeah, that was
so when
weird.
when Titus O'Neil spins him. Yeah, but when Titus O'Neil spins him, then the audio clip plays. "What's up, my nigga?" Could you see I can't believe someone hasn't put that audio in that video.
That would be pretty good.
You got to do it, man. You got to do it.
You're suspended.
Had an interview with RVD,
now that
Roman
you've said
Reigns.
it now,
You can have
someone
one
will
now.
do it.
Yeah, you're right. That's so funny, man. I don't know why Titus O'Neil. I feel like I wish the outrage was even more so for Titus O'Neil, because I could see him coming back and getting a push because of this. That'd be cool. Maybe.
Yeah, too bad it wasn't a work, but
Yeah.
No, it was not.
Yeah, because they would never want to do that. Happy Black History Month. Get out of here.
yeah, basically.
How dare
suspended.
you? How dare you joke around with me?
Hey, they got an extra day this year. Good for them.
Only Hunter could have done that. Because he's a white man. What else do we got? I don't know.
I got one more topic, actually, I'd like to talk about.
Okay.
And this is the fact that not only the Bullet Club has now morphed into what is known as Bulletproof,
Mm-hmm. Although
but
they did reference
Carl
Bullet Club the other day.
Anderson and Doc Gallows are essentially going to be going under that brand name, that tag team name, and potentially somehow going together with AJ Styles, turning on Chris Jericho, and forming the new Bullet Club, or Bulletproof as they're called. And with Finn Balor coming up to the main roster inevitably, despite what Wrestling Observer has been saying for the last 6 months, I'm sure that they're going to work that storyline somehow into play. But let's hope that they don't diminish them and make them into a weak excuse of their former selves.
Yeah, well, I'm worried about that. I'll tell you that much. I'm worried about all that stuff. They called them Bullet Club on NXT. That was interesting. I don't know if anybody else watched NXT, but they referenced Bullet Club and said how Finn Balor is part of the Bullet Club and known internationally because of the Bullet Club, and it was really weird.
Well, Finn Balor's actually tweeted a picture of himself wearing the supposed new shirt for Bulletproof.
He's got a whole bunch of gear coming out that says Bulletproof on it. I don't know if that has to do with they're doing this or if this is just a marketing thing. Because he's had Balor Club, so it could just be that they're coming up with more stuff. But
as it would only make sense to have Balor up in the main roster prior to the introduction of the Balor Club, it doesn't look like that's going to be the way, because a lot of the rumors and dirt sheets are saying that potentially we're going to see Bulletproof premiere prior to WrestleMania, as opposed to what makes sense is either WrestleMania or the Raw after. So
yeah,
it's going to be an interesting 4 weeks.
It will be interesting, maybe. I hope so. Last Raw was certainly not interesting to me. It was horrible. It was a big step back, and it lost interest.
Fucking Shane came out and said that, and Dad, this was horrible last week.
Yeah, exactly.
I wasn't there. Nobody else was here because they're all injured.
You know,
Can you guys confirm for me? But are the Undertaker and Shane again supposed to be appearing tomorrow on Raw?
I'm not sure if it's tomorrow. I thought it was March 14th or maybe.
Okay, so it's on the Go Home show then, I guess.
No, not the Go Home show, but the.
No, that's in 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, I think
2 weeks before the Go Home show, which makes some sense.
Yeah, I think it's next week. I don't know who's going to be on Raw this week. I keep
Mick Foley.
Mick Foley.
Whoever's got limbs that work.
It's being rumored that Mick Foley is going to be coming out tomorrow night.
I'm sure he'll be there then. Why? I don't know.
Easter Bunny, bang bang.
What the hell is he going to do? Is he going to ref the Hell in the Cell match?
I don't know. I don't know if. See, the reports are claiming that he's going to be a part of a storyline. I don't know. It would make sense possibly for him to be involved within the Shane and Undertaker thing just because of the whole Cell thing. But again, I don't know.
I'm seeing it potentially, stupidly, maybe, strangely, as
you guys got it all wrong. He's
Brock Lesnar and Dean Ambrose connection.
Ooh.
Could you not see him being as a mentor to Dean Ambrose?
You gotta climb the
Yeah,
cell.
I mean, when they book him the same, that's about it. They book him the same.
New Day Socks.
I don't know. I'm totally confused with the booking decisions. I've been quite adamant and vocal about this. I'm very aggravated with what I believe is nonsensical, but I can't judge it. I'm totally confused as to the direction that they're going in.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe they don't. Maybe they don't know. I mean, maybe that's why Roadblock is here. Maybe Roadblock is here so they can try to figure out what the hell they're doing. I mean,
no, there's a method to their madness. I'm sure of it. Maybe it doesn't make sense to us, but maybe it just doesn't make sense in general. But they're doing certain things for a reason.
Maybe every time they have an event too. Think about it. If they have an event like Roadblock or they have an event like that, viewership for the network goes up. Like subscriptions go up the following month. Like they may have a stat like that where every time we do one, the next month it increases. You know what I mean? And then after that, it goes down. So maybe they're thinking, let's get this going. People pay attention to the network again in time for WrestleMania where we can keep telling them how it's free. I don't know. They do that on Raw, though, so I don't know. Don't know what the reason is for. Really, what's the reason to put Dean Ambrose against Triple H for the WWE Championship a few weeks before WrestleMania where Triple H has to defend it? Why would they put that on a special show? What is the reason? If Roadblock happens and nothing really happens at Roadblock, why did they do it?
Filler.
But why? Why would you do it? Why?
Same thing if
the same reason why I've been asking, why do you Shane and Taker?
Well, because
that has nothing to do with what I just said. No, that has nothing to do with what I just said. Why would they have a pay-per-view where Triple H is going to wrestle a match against Dean Ambrose where he could get hurt?
Why wouldn't they?
Because it doesn't make sense, Jesse. It just doesn't make sense.
Okay, well, all right, then because the storyline fucking says so. Because he called him out.
I guess
he called him out, and he's the game.
But what about where's Roman Reigns?
And what happened to that?
When does it make more sense for Dean Ambrose to face Triple H?
Okay, good question.
At WrestleMania,
Raw wouldn't have been good. Raw would have been stupid. So
why would Raw be stupid?
Because then
we'll see you next. We'll see you next week on Raw.
Unless they did it.
I thought they were going to do
Dean's feud with Brock Lesnar? Is that done then?
No, it's not done.
No. No.
Brock Lesnar just doesn't wrestle every week.
Look, the better reaction would have been Dean Ambrose versus Triple H on Raw in Chicago because of the rabid fan base.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
But again, to have this high-profile match at Roadblock interests people. If you want to tune in for anytime you're tuning into any show or buying any show, you're 10 times out of 10 you're buying for what that main event is. So that's kind of what they're doing with Dean versus Triple H because they know there's a lot of fans out there that want Dean and not Roman, and he's getting his title shot, so that makes people want to tune in and see what's going to happen.
Could be them trying to figure out who's more. I don't know, but it's WrestleMania, so there's no way you're going to get an even scale at all. So
maybe we'll all shit ourselves when Dean Ambrose pins Triple H.
That would be crazy. I'd like to see it. To be honest.
I think it'd be fucking phenomenal.
What if the Wyatts show up and screw Triple H? None of it makes sense, though, because if Dean won the title, then what happens with his match with Lesnar?
Something controversial has to happen, you know?
No, but it really, it just makes no sense. Dean wins the title, then now he's going to wrestle Roman.
Well, what if he gets the pin, but it's something where, like, Triple H can, or I don't know, something where they can say technicality, whatever. But so they can then, oh fuck, he won, and then, oh, fuck you.
None of it.
It's not happening. you know, it's
then
Roman.
I would expect more that Roman shows
Roman versus Triple H, the poster. One empire will rise, one will fall. Okay?
No, I agree. Yeah. I'm just saying, I know that it's going to be Roman. I'm just saying, why would anybody think that it wouldn't be to sell this as an event? Like, I got to get the network because Dean versus Triple H. Why would you ever So think if Dean wins,
because there's more fans not like us out there.
Okay, people are.
They're it's like you said earlier in the show. It's a bunch of we are very outweighed as far as the demographic of fans that watch.
What if Roman shows up and attacks Triple H because he's getting the payback, and Dean's just standing there like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. Like, I just got disqualified now, and then him and Roman just like go crazy on each other, or like he gets, you know what I mean? Like that could happen, right? That could happen, and now Roman is hated more.
Yeah.
I don't know why Roman versus. It makes no sense. So let's Roman is heel. It would have made more sense if somebody was a face who was the champion, or if Roman was coming in as a heel on a face champion. I don't know. It's just, I'm very confused about this whole thing. The new fans, the casual fans, are junk, and Vince Russo and people like that have it all backwards. They're like, where did those 10 million people go? Blah blah blah, and they don't like this new. They don't like wrestling. They don't like NXT. They think it's stupid, but what they don't understand is that's the audience that's rabid about the wrestling right now is that audience. The other audience isn't rabid about wrestling. The casual fans that make up half of the fans now, none of them care. They just go, oh, Roman Reigns, that's cool. He's so cool. Oh, I'm gonna go play a video game now, or whatever. Like, it's not even close to. You know, back in the day when we were kids, it was like, I gotta fucking miss school because Stone Cold Steve Austin. You know, it's not the same thing. It's kind of just like, well, we gotta go to the game.
No, exactly. I fucking got out of school, everything, to go to Raw. It was a big deal. Really big fucking deal.
Yeah.
I mean, even for my mom and shit, it was a big deal. If you watch that shit, it was a big fucking deal no matter what was going on. That was a whole nother deal. Like, this is crazy. WrestleMania is like, it's like Sunday Night fucking Heat anymore.
Yeah, dude, this isn't just the fans. You've created a crop of casual fans.
The whole thing. Yeah.
You've advertised to them. You advertise to the PG soccer moms, and you're getting paid back for that. That's
you guys. Sorry.
No,
it goes on to what you're saying. Did you guys see Vince Russo on Steve Austin's podcast just recently?
I still haven't watched that. I want to watch it.
He basically said exactly what you're saying, but he said that's what you need. He said they're listening to the fucking internet fans now, and what they should be doing is only getting the casual fans. That's what we did in the Attitude Era, and that's what worked. Everybody had to watch, not just the fucking marks. Everybody wanted to watch.
Yeah, but he's confused about what's going on. The WWE has casual noob fans. And
that's who they really are pushing for, it seems.
But they're not getting them, so they need to. The reason why is because they're not doing what they were doing in the Attitude Era. You need to grow some balls, okay?
All they have to do is listen to the fans' reaction when Shane McMahon came out.
Yeah. But that's why I don't agree with Russo and that stuff. It's like, we only went after the casual. Yeah, in the Attitude Era, what happened is you had 3 or 4 million people watching anyway, and then you went and got it crazy extreme and crazy, and then you captivated the entire country had to watch. But if you're just coming out there and going like, oh, poopy pants, the whole crowd, who else wants to watch that?
No, yeah. Even Dean Ambrose, when he was doing the ketchup and mustard bullshit a year ago or whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
all the goofy shit they had him do, it almost ruined him.
Yeah, dude, I mean, when you turned on the TV when you were 13 and Shawn Michaels is pretending to blow someone on camera and telling some guy to suck it in the crowd, you're like, I gotta watch this. Like, what's going on? Mick Foley
sponsors.
Mick Foley goes off a cage, like, I'm never turning this off again.
True.
What the hell what is this? You know, if you're a younger kid after a year or 2 years of thinking WWE's cool, you're out of there. You're done. You're done watching because it's goofy.
I have a hard time still believing to this day that more casual fans watch WWE than diehard fans. I still struggle
I don't think
with
they do either.
that.
No,
I don't. Think
Okay,
so.
no. Here's what you have to listen to. Back in the day, what Vince Russo was talking about with the Attitude Era, a lot of those Attitude Era fans, they lasted 2 to 3 years, and then they were gone. They were like, it was so cool for a little while, and then they were gone. And then the WWE didn't really go back into those attitude times. Like they had moments again, but it was over. Those people had seen it. They moved on. So they never created that again because of that. And so it slowly diminished over time. They never brought back that audience because they slowly diminished or got watered down or whatever. Stone Cold left, all that stuff. And now where we're at, where they don't do this stuff. So the casual fans are there because what happens is, I'm telling you, 50% of this crowd, at least 50% of the wrestling crowd right now, watches for like 1 to 3 years, and they're out. But every day they're gaining the fans again. They're gaining a new fan. But those fans' window of watching is much lower. It's like a year to 2 years to 3 years maybe. Where the Attitude Era fans, those people stuck around for, I think, longer. I think I just said 3 years, but I think it was probably like 3 to 5 years that those fans stuck around, if not longer.
Honestly, even me, I left as soon as they did the goddamn shit. Before 2002, I was gone. I was like, this shit's getting dumb. The whole invasion thing, I was done.
Yeah, 97, 98, 99, 2000. It was a 4-year run, really. Maybe 5 years. If you want to give them 2001, that was a 5-year run that the WWE ended up creating and having. And that's why they had their biggest viewership. It wasn't because they reached out to more casual fans. What the fuck is Vince Russo talking about? Casual fans? So the casual fans in 1998, we were reaching out to blowjobs, sexy naked women, and foul language, blood, extreme violence,
beer drinking,
guns, like all that stuff.
I think he was just saying it has to be must
Women.
TV. It has to be must-see.
I agree with it must be must-see TV, but that's a different argument to reaching out to the casual fans. You have the casual fans. I don't know if I stated it
properly or not, but he was saying that what we did that they're not doing now.
He's talking about regular people at their houses who don't watch wrestling really. If you do this amazing wrestling match, they don't care. They don't even know what wrestling. That's not what they're into. But if you do a compelling story where Dean Ambrose is going to steal Triple H's kids. And then, and he has a gun on him or something, and then that someone sees that on TV, they'll start watching. That's what he's talking about. I get that, but the problem is you still have to have the wrestling because they do these storylines now, and they're just everything is bad. You have to have both, and they don't neither one is where it should be. You know, NXT is doing the wrestling right.
9 out of 10 people, if they're flipping through the channels and they just happen to land on a channel at the exact same time that Sable's out there with just nothing but paint over her nipples, it's going to be hard for those people to turn that channel. I'm sorry, that's just a fact.
Yeah, they're going to be, well, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Or
exactly.
if they land on Kevin Kelly in Brian Pillman's house where they're talking about someone's going to show up with a gun.
This is Kevin Kelly. Holy fuck.
They reach the casual fans by doing very, like Jesse said, must-watch TV, outlandish things. They used women big time. That no guy is going to pass up that kind of shit that they were doing.
Yeah.
What was it 14 to what was their demographic back then?
TV 14.
No, it was 14 to 20-something-year-old males or something. They wanted to, so that's why
I mean, it was like an 18 to 35 demographic.
No, they wanted 14 too. They wanted young males.
I'm sure they did, but that huge percentage is 18 to 35.
Dude, I mean, I couldn't stop watching. I was 13, 14 when that whole thing, 13 when it started, and I was about ready to tune out. I was starting to tune out around right after WrestleMania 12. I started to sort of tune out, and I was happy as hell that Shawn Michaels won because I was a big Shawn Michaels guy. But halfway through his run, it started to be a little bit like it is now. It was exactly like it is now to me. In fact, I mean, it's better now because they have like Lesnar and stuff like that. But it was starting to get like watery down and cheesy.
The dumpster Drozy.
Yeah, just I don't know, whatever. So and then right as I was feeling that way, they started doing stuff that was like, I can't stop watching this. What the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Bret Hart's being a bad guy. What the hell's going on? Bret Hart?
That was something organic happened was what happened.
Yeah, Bret Hart being a dick was crazy, and then seeing Stone Cold, and I remember thinking this guy's an asshole. And then I remember thinking, I like this guy. And then I just couldn't stop watching.
Drinking beer.
And they don't have that at all. All they have is these guys are cool right away, but then there's stories. It's just like movies now. Like, these guys are cool right away, but there's no epic match, really, or there's no epic story. There's none of that. It's just these guys are cool because, look, WWE wrestler. Like, that's all they have. They don't have the story. It's just like the Ninja Turtles movie. You know, when Raphael at the end of the movie is like, the reason I was so hard on you guys all those years is because I cared, blah, blah, blah. Well, we didn't see any of that. Why do I feel any connection to what Raphael is saying to his brothers? There was never a struggle with Raphael and his brothers in this movie at all. You would have no idea that there was any kind of struggle.
Yeah.
For all you know, Michelangelo could say that. It means nothing. So he just said that because he says that. I guess if you're a Ninja Turtles fan, you know that. But if you're just some kid watching the show, that means goddamn nothing.
Jesus Christ, Joe. Every time you want to relate things in a
You
way
use
to
the
reach
turtles.
people, you use the Ninja Turtles.
It works perfectly.
That show's about family, goddammit.
It's the same way for all these kids and casual fans and younger fans watching WWE nowadays. Why do I like Shane? Why am I supposed to like Shane? Because people are cheering him? I don't understand. Why am I supposed to like The Undertaker? Didn't he lose to Brock Lesnar and he's in black? Cool.
Hey, mister, who's Shawn Michaels?
They made you empathetic to the characters. They gave you a reason to love or hate him. And
Why am I supposed to like Dean? He loses all the time and I guess he's crazy. I don't really know. Like, why am I supposed to like Brock Lesnar? Because he's crazy? He's a badass? Okay. Why am I supposed to like Roman Reigns? Like, I don't. Why am I supposed to like anybody? I have no idea.
Yeah, but Joe, you've had so many people call into your show that are young people but have so much knowledge of wrestling, and people have just bothered to look this up, and then when they find out what's available, they fall in love with it. So
yeah.
Why isn't there more of that? That, I think, is
because casual
the
fans.
onus is on WWE to make people interested not only in the current product, but also to say, let's look back into the history. I've got the fucking network, for Christ's sake. I can watch episodes, from long ago and learn more about that. Why aren't we seeing more of that?
They're smartening up too. They're kind of doing that where they said that they're starting to make a collection of all the good matches for you and whatnot.
Like, look at Triple H attacking Roman. I mean, that was interesting. He attacks Roman and busts him open, and it gets kind of violent on the show. And
Rubio would have fucking handed that thing on the sly.
Right. But you look at other than that happening, everything else so far is like they don't know. Younger people don't know what's good. They don't. Well, why am I watching? They don't really.
Those holy shit chants got to go. By the way,
once they grow up to a certain age, they stop watching. You're going to lose them.
Yeah.
Unless you give them the reason to keep watching, because I believe you can be extreme and do things a certain way in adult programming and get the 13, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, but then you'll keep them when they're in college too. If you're doing that type of stuff, you'll keep them when they're older. But right now what you're doing is, look at Lamb Shit. Look at somebody like Lamb Shit, who called my show, who was all in the WWE for maybe a year, 2 years.
at least.
Lamb Shit like wrestling for 2 years. That's it. He's done. Hey, Lamb Shit, what do you think about having a Raw? I don't know, Joe. I haven't really watched in a while. Like 6 months or something.
He's barely watching because it's Mania season, I think,
He's not watching. He's not watching. Lots of people like that aren't watching because it's just stupid. For us to be 30 years old and I'm not going to stop watching, and I have a show, so I'm not going to stop watching, that's a totally different thing. Like, I'm not going to stop watching because I've got this show and we've got these things to do, and I'm committed. I'm a 30-year-old fan now. That's it. But for any of these new people, they will drop off, and they probably won't come back. Whereas I can reminisce of the old days and think this could happen again maybe. So, you've set an imprint in my head, but you're not imprinting in these young kids' heads. After 2 years, they're like, this is gay, I'm not watching. You know how many kids say that? I mean, like, this isn't, if you, in the Attitude Era, most kids were not saying it's gay.
You were fucking out of it if you weren't watching.
Yeah, you were a loser if you weren't watching. But
you don't know who Stone Cold is? Who the fuck are you fucking
Who
moron?
the fuck are you idiot?
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? That's that. If I was sitting in front of Vince McMahon and you were trying to say, like, why do we need to do all this? I'd be like, Vince, when I was a kid, when I was younger, I remember people saying, you're a loser for watching wrestling. And that was around WrestleMania 11, Vince. What were the ratings like then? Not so good, right? I was being called a loser for watching wrestling and told it was fake and you're gay. Then Attitude Era happens and everyone and their mother had to watch. And if you didn't watch, you're a loser. I want people to feel like they have to watch WWE or they're a loser if they don't. And that's what they did for years. Even
I mean, it's actually like that's how it was here. Like I started watching, and then my mom got into it. It didn't like she didn't want to see it at first.
My whole household.
We're both going to Raws together because it was that good. You had to watch.
My mother's ex-boyfriend, although he was a shithead, I remember we went to, I watched wrestling, and when Bret Hart and the whole Shawn Michaels thing, like around WrestleMania 12 and 13, he thought it was so retarded. Like he thought I was a loser. He thought I was probably gay and stupid, and he went to a wrestling event with us, and he just thought it was ridiculous. And I remember him talking like he just thought it was a stupid thing for kids. And as I was watching Raw every Monday, eventually the whole Attitude Era thing happens, and then Stone Cold's there drinking beer. He loved Stone Cold all of a sudden. He would watch that shit. So you had a guy who was literally making fun of me like a second ago, and now he's watching it. I'm watching it. Even my mother was probably forced to watch it because we're all watching at home. My mother, that's probably the only thing she remembers about wrestling, really, is that time. Because every Monday night we had the TV on.
No, so the guy's like, I guess you're not queer.
Yeah, like everybody. You know what I mean? So that's what they did. But now it's like, could your whole family sit around and watch 3 hours of this Raw that's on it? No.
Dude, I'd be embarrassed having people like I'm
embarrassed.
I told people that I do this show, and then I say what it's for, and I'm like, but don't we don't just do wrestling. Don't worry.
Right. It's. I'm not even joking. It is. It's embarrassing sometimes when I'm like, "What do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's a wrestling show." Like, I mean, really? I'm not even joking. That's how you know something's fucking wrong. If this was...
no, for real. I always get this weird cringe over me when I tell people what the show's about because I want them to know about the show, but I'm like, it's wrestling. But we also do this show called Monetize This. You might want to see that.
We do the sports.
Yeah, but maybe about 20 years ago, when you'd mention wrestling, really? What is NWO or is it Stone Cold? The Rock?
That's a great thing to say. No, we didn't even mention WCW.
20 years ago. Just
time.
20 years ago.
Yeah. But not even 16, 18 years ago. 18 years ago, dude, we would be the coolest thing ever right now. Can you imagine if YouTube, if the Attitude Era happened now, like if this had happened now, in this time, the same stuff happened, but in this time, and it blew up and it was the same type of thing. If we had the YouTube back then and we were doing this show, I think I would be rich. I'm not even joking.
Been hilarious. We would have had the Joe Cronin Show chat room back then.
Oh my God, dude, we would have everything. That's why when people are like, you want WWE to fail, why don't you just like it and watch it and shut up? No, I want it to go from 3 million people watching to 10 million people. Because guess what? If WWE goes from 3 million to 10 million people watching, my show goes from 28,000 subs to at least 200,000 subs. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to blow up if wrestling blows up. But right now, it's all nostalgia for people who don't watch anymore, who see an article, or it's the casual fans who recycle in and out every year.
Well, for the young fans, the fact is, back in the late 90s, you wouldn't find a late-night talk show that did not have some wrestler on there.
Oh, my God, yeah. I remember fucking all the wrestlers being on Regis in the morning, and I had to have that shit taped because I wanted to see like what they were doing. I wanted to see
Arsenio Hall.
And you know why they're on those shows? Because they got ratings. So, you know what I mean? The shows would want the wrestlers on. Are you kidding me?
Everybody, though. They had Lita, Billy Gunn.
Yeah.
It didn't matter who it was.
Mad TV.
Like, they didn't just have Stone Cold. They had a lot of the rosters go on these shows.
Saturday Night Live, Mad TV, because they were...
And it wasn't just late night. It was early mornings as well. It was all over the place.
If you put a wrestler on a show, that show was going to get at least 200,000 extra views. They could sell spot. I mean, it's incredible. You couldn't do that now. You put somebody on, like, I don't fucking think it's even close. Not even close at all. It's a little bump, I'm sure. You put Dean Ambrose on, like, you know, late night with Jimmy Fallon or somebody like that. Maybe not Jimmy Fallon because he sucks, but somebody I like maybe Colbert or somebody. You put him on one of those shows. I'm sure like 30,000 people go check it out just because Dean's there. But I mean, back in the day in Attitude Era, I mean, you're talking about 500,000 people. 500,000 kids. You say Stone Cold's going to be on this show?
Then when you have people like Dennis Rodman or Mike Tyson bringing credence to each of those individuals, you're boosting those ratings through the roof.
Right. Bailey, you got anything to add, man? I think we're going to get out of here.
You guys pretty much covered it all.
Alrighty. Thank you guys for watching State of the WWE. I hope you guys enjoyed it, or are listening to it, I suppose. Thank you to Devious Dave Rose, who his computer is working again. And Jesse J, and Justin Bailey from the Best There Is podcast on YouTube. Follow him on Twitter at Justin Bailey IND. And you can follow me at Joe Cronin Show on Twitter and at Devious Dave Rose on Twitter. And Jesse, do you have a Twitter, Jesse? You don't care.
Yeah, I got a Twitter. It's JCS _ No, wait. I don't remember what it is. Look it up.
Look up criminal, and you'll. No, I don't know.
I don't know. It has some shit with JCS in it.
Guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you click that like button. Hopefully you can share this video all over the place to spread the word about the video. I think State of the WWE is one of our favorite things, so please share it all over the place. And I hope you guys enjoyed everything else. Remember that Monday nights after Raw, we're live. Sunday nights, if there's a WWE special event or pay-per-view, we'll be live after those. And, of course, Wednesday nights at 10:15 p.m. Eastern Time, it's Out of Nowhere with JD from New York and myself. And, of course, Friday nights, if you don't like wrestling or you just want to get crazy, we get absolutely insane on Friday nights for Monetize This at about 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Go back and watch episode 59, happened a couple days ago. It was fucking crazy. And just thank you guys for listening. Thank you all for supporting the show when you do. It means a lot to us and me, and also the missiles that I'm purchasing from North Korea with all that money. Guys, have a good day. Make sure to subscribe down below if you don't subscribe already. And that's it. I think I got everything. WrestleCrate.com. Entering coupon code Joe sent me 10% off your WrestleCrate. It's a monthly subscription box for wrestling fans, and you got to go check it out because it's awesome. I also want to bring up Munch Pack, MUNCHPAK. It's an awesome box of crazy snacks and shit that come from all over the place, Japan and Korea and South Korea. You don't want anything from North Korea; they'll poison you. Pakistan. UK, just everywhere. Shit comes and you eat it. I even got stuff I ate from Mexico the other day, so I might die.
Oh, you like my Munch Pack?
You like a Munch Pack? Munchpack.com. Go check it out and tweet them on Twitter and tell them Joe Cronin sent you. I think I plugged everything, including myself, because I can't poop. We'll see you guys later. Stay at the WWE. My name's Joe Cronin. Kiss my ass.